If ever there was a place to go for short, powerful, quick, cut you to the heart doses of wisdom and life lessons, it would be the book of Proverbs. Sometimes it only takes one sentence or one phrase to have an entire life lesson mapped out. It's one of those witty moments where you go, ooh, that's true, and you can remember them. I like to call it the Twitter of the Bible. Proverbs is packed with instruction and wisdom and guidance for anyone that's looking for it. A lot of us wonder, what do we do in life, and where do I go from here, and how do I actually live life well? If you spend time in the book of Proverbs, you can find answers to those questions. Now, it's true, you don't really find an answer such as like, well, which college do I go to, or which job do I pick, or it doesn't tell you your specific track to take, like the pinpoint choice that you should do. However, it gives you enough wisdom and guidance to understand when we're making life choices, this one would be good, this one might not. There's a lot of contrast, there's a lot of better statements, like here's one way to do life, but this would be better. And so when we apply them to our life, when we get very familiar with the Proverbs, we have a chance to understand how to make good decisions based on what is wisdom, what is right, and what is just the smart way to live. So why was Proverbs written, and who wrote it? It was written by King Solomon, King David's son. And if you remember from a previous episode, Solomon had been approached by the Lord. God came to him and said, ask me for anything and I will give it to you. And he didn't ask for riches and wealth and honor and glory for himself. He asked for wisdom. And then within that request, we actually get to glean the benefits of that because he wrote down his Proverbs, he wrote down his sayings, and we get to learn what it means to be wise from the man who was called the most wise in the entire Bible. And then why was it written? So that we might have all of this instruction. The opening couple of lines give us the why and the purpose for the next 31 chapters. And it says, the Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving, let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance, for understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Fear of the Lord is all throughout the book of Proverbs, and it's an important thing to understand. I don't believe that God actually wants us to be scared and terrified and fearful of him. He wants to be in relationship with us, wants to be present. Now, there is this holy reverence and awe kind of fear, which we should have, because he is powerful and he is majestic and he is important and he has done powerful things. But it's not that we need to cower in fear and shrink away from him. It's that as we come near, we need to do it with sober hearts and with this understanding that he is holy and he is beautiful and majestic and powerful. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. As we see through the other chapters of Proverbs, there's so much more of this wisdom to be unpacked.